am Theo.
And I'm Lay Liwag.
Bringing you today's burning issues and the hottest news here on News Force.
Here are the headlines on News Force. Aquino vows justice over Quezon killings. PNP discharges 15 policemen involved in Quezon shootout. Aquino turns down total gun ban proposal. Enrile denies allegations of bribery to senators. Liquor makers appeal to court to stop the implementation of sin tax law. New York City ferry crash injures 85 passengers. And Hollywood awaits for Oscar nominations. Fair and balanced news. Comprehensive reports that take you to the heart of the action. This is News Force.
Relatives of the 8 out of 13 men killed at the Quezon shootout filed complaints against the suspected criminals at the National Bureau of Investigation in Manila, or NBI, on Wednesday. The shootout that happened on January 6 at a checkpoint in Atimonan, Quezon, raised rumors of a rub-out and rivalries between wetting syndicates. Meantime, relatives of the victims denied allegations that their families were members of a criminal gang and pointed out that they were simply victims of summary execution. President Aquino has expressed doubts over Quezon killings' initial report and vows to uphold justice in the said case. Darlene Basingan reports.
13 men were killed in what police say a shootout between government forces and a criminal gang. But some doubts the initial report revealed by the police over the said killings. And one of them is the president himself.
Marami tayong reports na kung saan there are instances na may mga nagsi-checkpoint, merong criminal elements, puputokan yung nasa checkpoint at nasusugatan o namamatayin tayo sa checkpoint, nahahabol yung perpetrators after that checkpoint. Dito parang sa checkpoint mismo, naubos lahat nung supposed to be dadakpin. Marami ng subsequently may mga other information na dumating na parang inconsistent with the purported story.
Because of the inconsistencies seen, the president has tasked the National Bureau of Investigation to be the sole investigator of the killings in Atimonan, Quezon. Aquino said he chose NBI to do the probe since there are PNP members involved in the said case. It can be noted that among those who were killed were police personnel.
No, there's no aspect of trust. The PNP is competent to investigate, but may mga magsasabi, bakit mo pa iimbestigahan yung iniimbestigahan? Or bakit ang mag-iimbestiga sariling entity na iniimbestigahan? So para ma-preclude na merong bias, favoritism, factionalism, etc., ilagay na natin yung mas klarong independent agency.
Some reports reveal that what happened in the said incident is an ambush conducted by the alleged criminal gang against the police and military forces involved. But the president declined to comment on this, saying it was too early for him to draw conclusions on the said case.
I don't want to prejudge and perhaps give the impression that I'm leading the investigators to a certain conclusion.
Meanwhile, presidential spokesperson Edwin Lasharde said the PNP still conducts probe on the said case. He added, however, the investigation will only be limited to the examination of the recovered firearms and the vehicles used by the alleged criminals. Justice Secretary Laila De Lima meantime said being the sole investigator, the DOJ will find out what really happened on the said incident, adding that they will look into all possible angles that led to the killings of 13 men, 6 of whom were police and military personnel. President Aquino meantime has also vowed to uphold justice over the said killings.
Well, there will be justice, no? Yung where it will lead to, I cannot tell at this point in time. Di ba? May mga namatay na supposed to be involved in illegal activities. May mga kasamang members of law enforcement agencies and authorities. Maraming association has to be explained. In the other side naman, 13 nga namatay. Use of deadly force is only authorized in self-defense or defense of others. So that also has to be established.
For GNN, Darlene Basingan, News Force.
The Quezon Provincial Director and 15 of his men were discharged from their post for disobeying police operational procedures at the shootout in Quezon Province that killed 13 people, including 3 policemen and 3 soldiers last Sunday. Discharged personnel were Senior Superintendent Valeriano De Leon and 15 of his men who were in civilian clothes during the incident. Interior Secretary Manuel Rojas II and Philippine National Police or PNP Chief Director General Alan Purisima made a statement at a press conference where they also disclosed the result of the fact-finding of the PNP and stated they are still gathering information regarding the incident. The procession of the Black Nazarene for this year ended peacefully and lasted earlier than that of last year. Rex Remito reports.
The Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, or MMDA, said they collected less trash this year, citing at least 129 tons of garbage compared to last year's 300 tons after the procession of the Black Nazarene. According to MMDA, they have collected garbage from Quirino Grandstand up to Liwasang Bonifacio after the parade of the image has passed through the said areas. The parade ended around 1:30 in the morning. The Sandigan Bayan 2nd Division has abandoned suspended Cebu Governor Gwendolyn Garcia's motion to seek to lift the hold departure order, or HDO, against her for lack of merit. The HDO is in connection with 2 graft charges and a technical malversation case filed against the suspended Cebu governor over the alleged purchase of a 24.7-hectare property worth over 98 million pesos for a housing project in Naga City.
Weather Bureau Pag-asa said they are monitoring 2 potential cyclones that continue to bring moderate to heavy rains in Visayas and Mindanao. An LPA, meantime, was last seen at 490 kilometers southeast of General Santos City, while another LPA moving closer to the Philippine area of responsibility was spotted at 1,900, or rather 90 kilometers east of Mindanao. The combined weather systems were expected to bring cloudy skies with moderate to heavy rain showers and thunderstorms, which may trigger flash floods and landslides in Bohol, Leyte, and Mindanao. In other news, President Benigno Aquino III Wednesday rejected a total gun ban proposal being imposed in the country. According to Aquino, the calls for a total ban was a knee-jerk reaction that would not solve gun-related crimes. Lawmakers, citizens groups, and civil society organizations were prompted to call for a total gun ban following the death from New Year's Eve celebratory gunfire of Stephanie Nicole Ella in Caloocan City.
Total gun ban. Pero nature reaction eh. Hindi ko ugali mambola. Na maghanap tayo ng paraan na talagang masosolve yung issue at hindi nagpapakit lang. No? Pasensyahan na lang. Pero ang ginagawa nga namin, before all of these incidents happened, no, habulin lahat ng private armed groups dahil palagay natin ito ang pinaka-violent at pinaka-threat to society. Masigasig na effort, hindi nilas kugun, hindi 1 linggo, hindi 2 linggo. Continuing efforts at may resulta na.
The Supreme Court has rejected an appeal seeking to stop the implementation of the government's Bangsamoro Framework Agreement with the Moro Islamic Liberation Front. The High Court, however, ordered the public respondents, including President Benigno Aquino III and members of the Peace Panel, to respond with the petitions and abide by the order in 10 days from receipt of notice. The petitions, which question the constitutionality of the said agreement, were filed by Eli Pamatong and his group, International Ministries for Perfect and Party Against Communism and Terrorism Incorporation. Enrile denies allegations of bribery to senators. Liquor makers appeal to court to stop the implementation of sin tax law. Stay tuned for those stories and more reports when News Force returns.